you guys, I'm here today and I wanted to do a video. I've got to try to keep an eye on my time because as soon as I finish this video with you guys, I've got a energy healing session lined up that I'm going to do through video chat, and my friend, she's on a different time zone, so I kind of got to do it at this particular time. So I hope you guys understand if I happen to cut the video a little shorter than usual, but I'm gonna just dive right in and try to stay on track. I've got an incense going already, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start cleansing our space. As you know, I always cleanse my space before I do any type of spiritual work, any spell work, any, crystal healing, energy healing, anything that is on a, higher plane, at a higher vibrational field. I always suggest to cleanse your space because of negativity. It's lingering, it's just waiting to latch on, to creep in, and you guys know this. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it over here to burn in the background. And I did bring a couple of stones, but just one particular type. And what I brought was howlite. This is a piece of rough howlite. And as you probably know, howlite is used mainly to treat insomnia, to help people rest better, to sleep, things of that nature. But this particular piece of howlite, this one aids me in my sleep. But my howlite wand that I often use in energy healing, this particular piece of howlite always tends to help me with, anxiety, with, nervousness, with worry and stress. It also helps me when I'm doing any type of inner healing work, like related with self-love, or if there's any doubt that's, crept into your mind and you want to get rid of it, things of that nature. Anything that, affects your emotional well-being or your mental state, this particular piece of howlite always tends to help me best with that particular type of work. And I know it's the same as this piece. It's the same stone. They're both howlite, but for me, different stones affect me differently. I guess what I'm trying to say, it can be the same kind of stone, but two different pieces, if you understand what I'm saying. Each physical piece, affects me differently. And that's why I say, whenever you get a new stone, whether it's, brand spanking new that you bought, one you found out in nature, if it was gifted to you, first off, you cleanse it, and then you need to hold it. You need to connect with it. You need to, I guess you could say, train that stone to vibe with you. And everything contains energy, everything. And my energy and this stone's energy, they're on two different levels, but there is going to be a flow of that energy that can connect. And that's what you're trying to find when you're programming your stone. That's what you're trying to find. You're trying to find that wavelength, if you will, of energy that is similar to yours. You want to pick up those vibrations and you want to connect. And if you can, do that, this stone will serve you better when you go to work with it in your spell work, in meditation, whatever it is that you're doing, if you can, you know, find a way to connect with that stone, and everyone is different, the way I program my stones might not be by the book, the way you program your stones is going to be totally different than the way I program mine. I can suggest ways for you to do it, but at the end of the day, with anything you do of a spiritual nature, of spell work or energy work, anything that you do, you just got to follow your heart. I mean, that's with anything, any aspect of life. And I know I sound like a broken record. I say that over and over and over again. But I'm telling you, it's the only way. You have to follow your heart. And I know people often say that's not smart. You should think with your head and not your heart. But, love isn't a thought. Love is an emotion. And love is what they say that conquers all, right? So how can you take something that's supposed to conquer all, good and evil, that's supposed to be the one thing that we all need, that we all desire, that makes everything worthwhile? How can you take and consider that thought as a way that's going to make you feel, that emotions are energy, thoughts are a form of energy as well, but energy is something that we possess. Energy is something that we feel. Energy is what we use to make things happen, whether it's a physical energy, mental energy, spiritual energy. It's more or less, on the playing field with emotions. So when people look at me and say, look, you should follow your mind, follow your heart, is crazy, I just tell them, look, you have your way and I have my way. And at the end of the day, when I know that I did whatever it is that I needed to do, felt drawn to do, if I done it and I done it by following my heart, I can lay down at night and go to bed and go to sleep and sleep in peace, because I know that I did what it was I was supposed to do. And like I said, that can affect any aspect of your life, whether you're programming a stone, whether you're, trying to solve a problem, whether you're trying to do spell work, whether you're just living your day-to-day life, everything, is within the heart. Everything you need is within the heart. And I could go on and on about that, but I'm not, because I'm trying to stay on topic. That's extremely hard for me, you guys. But what I wanted to talk to you about was a condition. And it's an actual medical condition, but it's a mental health medical condition. And what made me feel the need to talk to you guys about this is a simple Facebook post that I made. And that post was concerning a condition called dysmorphia. And what dysmorphia is, it's a mental condition that affects so many people. You would think it would just affect females, and you think it would just affect young females, and it primarily does, but it affects, everyone in some way, shape, or form. It affects everyone. And for a long time, I didn't understand that I had this condition. I knew there was something wrong with me, but I didn't know that it had a name. I didn't know that I wasn't the only one. I thought I was crazy. And, just through reading and different things, I started learning. And then I learned that this was a condition And then later on in life, after I got grown, through a training course for my job, I learned of this condition's actual name, and that is dysmorphia. And this condition is a condition that you have, and what it does is it tricks you into seeing yourself in a distorted way. You may look in the mirror and you may have clear, glowing, beautiful skin, and you may look in the mirror and all you see is red, spotchy discoloration, acne, and you may even see scars or just all kinds of ugliness to you, and it's not there. It's really not there. You may have a little blemish, or you may have a little scar or freckle. There's usually something there that triggers you to see this, but just like the name suggests, dysmorphia, it's making you see yourself in a way that you really aren't. And you're probably thinking, how can I look in the mirror at myself and see myself in such a way that I actually don't look? But it is a mental health condition, and the brain will play tricks on you. Your mind will play tricks on you, especially if, like myself, as a child, I experienced trauma at a very early age. And one type of trauma is bad enough, but if you experience more than one type of trauma, it's even harder to heal and to learn and to get over these hurdles. And myself, I experienced physical abuse, I experienced mental abuse, I experienced sexual abuse, and as you can probably hear in my voice, this video here is just, I'm really nervous and I'm struggling to talk to you guys, but I feel like it's necessary to share this with you. And this may not be as much on the spiritual or magical aspect as my other videos, but this is something important, and I just feel like the little bit of information that I have learned, I can share it with you, and perhaps someone out there will pick up on it and realize, hey, this sounds like me. This sounds like what I'm struggling with. This is a real thing. And everything doesn't have to mean something magical. I remember growing up, I experienced these symptoms, and I still do, but luckily I have a great support system in a friend, and this friend just constantly reminds me that I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm loved, and I don't always want to hear it. Sometimes it makes me feel very uncomfortable, but then there's other times that it makes me smile so big and it makes me feel so good and so loved. And that's just it. With anything, you're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days, and you're going to always need reassurance. So, just know it really will help you to heal if you can find someone that you can talk to, someone you can confide in. But everyone isn't strong enough to carry the weight of helping someone heal. Everyone isn't patient enough for that. Everyone doesn't, have that mentality to know that, just because someone is struggling with some type of emotional feeling or defect or condition or whatever it is that you're experiencing, you know you're not completely broken, and we all go through things that are hard. We all need someone from time to time, but some of us, like myself, just need to be reassured constantly. And I'll think to myself, that this friend is going to get tired of me, or this friend is just babying me. This friend is just telling me what I need to hear so I'll shut up. And that's not the case. That's just your condition, making you think like that. And that's what it is. It's that dysmorphia. And, it will trick your eyes into seeing ugliness that you don't have. It will trick your eyes into seeing flaws that you don't have. And it also trick your heart and your mind into thinking negative thoughts about yourself or negative thoughts about someone else that's important to you, someone that you love or someone that loves you. Just like the name suggests, dysmorphia is making you see something morph into something that's not there. And I was just thinking, with our Facebook page, we have quite a bit of female, I call them witchy family members in the group. We do have some, male members as well, but women tend to be very, I guess you could say vain. Women tend to, the society we're brought up in, it's all about your looks. It's all about, the shape of your body, your weight, your makeup, your clothes. It's all about appearance. It's all about looks. And, because of the society that we live in, that will really, really aggravate the condition of dysmorphia, especially in females. And I imagine it's worse for younger females, teenage females, or, young adults, because, like I said, society, the media, magazines, movies, music videos. But there's just so much I could, talk about concerning this, you know, this condition. So, I wanted to share with you that I didn't always understand why I felt the way I felt and why I thought the things I thought. I really thought something was wrong with me. I never felt pretty. Every, thing that I see in the mirror on myself, I always see something wrong with it, or I see it and wish it was, better. I look in the mirror and my hair is frizzy. My face is always broke out. My nose is big. I'm in my mid 40s. I'm getting wrinkles. I'm overweight. I have stretch marks. I have ugly toes. Everything that I look at on myself is just, to me, it's not appealing. And then I'm thinking, that if it's not appealing to me, then everyone else that's looking at me is thinking these horrible, nasty thoughts about me. She's ugly, she's fat, she's old. And they're not. It's just that dysmorphia. So I just wanted to touch on it and let you know that this is a condition, this is a real thing. And if you feel like, every time you look in the mirror, all you see is flaws and ugliness, and you feel like, when people look at you, they're disgusted, and you just always have this negative feeling toward your appearance, and it's making you unhappy, it's making you feel like, you just, it can send you into a depression, because honestly, the world we live in is all based on looks. It shouldn't be, but it is. And what is pretty to me may not be pretty to you, and what may be beautiful to this man over here may be me, which I don't agree with, and then this other man may look at me and, I'm not his cup of tea, but this one over here looks at me and he's like, I love your curly hair. Or this one here is like, I prefer brunettes, and it's not that you are unappealing, you're not ugly. Everyone just has different likes and dislikes, but I promise you, at the end of the day, if you sit down and you look in the mirror and you look long and you look hard, you are who you're supposed to be. You are exactly the way the God has made you. And this dysmorphia or whatever it is that is affecting your mind is nothing but a negative affliction, and you can overcome it just like you can any other negative energy, negative entity, negative vibration, whatever it is that's affecting you in a negative way, you can overcome it. And for me, using my howlite, that's one of the best things for me. And another one that I like to use that helps me with my, you know, negativity that I see upon myself is my amethyst and my rose quartz, clear quartz as well. But I suggest finding you a good friend that you can confide in and that will reassure you, and they'll take your hand, and they'll help you through this. And I promise you, you may not completely heal from this because this is a mental, emotional condition, and it's hard to completely heal from something that comes from trauma, but you can get better. And that's all I want. I just want to see you guys get better. I want to get better. And all because of the simple Facebook post that I made about the dysmorphia, I got to thinking, if I experience this, how many other, females out there could be experiencing it and don't even realize that it's a real thing. They may think, like I did, I'm crazy. I'm just, you know, I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm getting old. And it's not that. You're how you're supposed to be. You're beautiful. We're all beautiful in different ways, inside and out. And I know that's like the most generic advice that I can give you, but it is the truth. The goddess made you in her resemblance. And the goddess is the most beautiful, loving energy, deity, that there is. And we are made in her presence. We are made in her appearance. We are made to favor her. So, if you are goddess like in your appearance, you're beautiful, because our goddess she's of love, and love is beautiful. And I wish I had more time. I wish I had more words to offer, but I just wanted to put it out there that if you are experiencing these types of symptoms, it could be dysmorphia. And I suggest that you look into it a bit more, and you'll see that it is a real condition. You're not crazy. You are beautiful. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. And, like any other negative force that comes into our lives, we can overcome it and we can get better. And I just wanted to share that with you guys today. And as always, if you believe, you will receive. Much love. Bye, you guys.